Aldric blinked against the blinding light. One moment, he was hammering steel. The next, he stood in a circle of robed figures, their eyes burning with desperate hope, the chosen one. For centuries, they had waited. The Dark Lord's forces pressed closer every day. The High Mage declared, "You are the prophesied hero, Aldric. You alone can wield the light brand and defeat the shadow." Aldric stared at his calloused hands. "I'm just a blacksmith's boy. There must be a mistake." But the circle sealed his fate. A sword was thrust into his hands. The weight of a kingdom rested on his unwilling shoulders. In the library's dim light, he studied crumbling scrolls. The prophecy spoke of a hero born of common earth, but the details felt wrong. He overheard a whisper. "The decoy is ready. Lyra must not be discovered." His blood ran cold. "What decoy?" Aldric demanded. The mage's face paled. "You were never meant to be the hero, only the distraction." A farm girl named Lyra, training in secret. She was the true prophecy, the one to slay the Dark Lord. Aldric was a shield for her. He could rage, flee, or accept this truth. Looking at the distant shrine, he felt a strange peace. Perhaps his role was to protect another's destiny. Aldric clutched the cold runestone, its glow pulsing like a heartbeat. He whispered a vow. "I will protect her, even if no one knows my name." In the crumbling library, dust motes danced as he pulled a scroll from a cracked shelf. A faint, hand-drawn map showed a path to the secluded
A hooded
figure stepped from the shadows. His old friend Cale. "You look troubled," Cale murmured, eyes narrowing with suspicion. Aldric forced a weary smile. "Just the weight of destiny, old friend. Nothing I cannot bear," but his voice cracked, betraying the lie. Torchlight flickered as armored footsteps echoed. Shadow-clad soldiers burst through the ancient door, their swords aimed at Aldric's heart. Aldric parried a strike, but his sword shivered. A mere blacksmith's apprentice, not a warrior. He stumbled, gasping, against a stone pillar. Cale threw himself before a killing blow, shield shattering. "Run," he roared, blood staining the dusty floor. "Find the girl. She is the one." Aldric's hands trembled as he helped Cale rise. "I am no hero," he whispered, "but I can be a shield, for you, for her." Behind a loose stone, he found a secret stairwell, cobwebs thick. A faint emblem of the prophecy glowed, leading down to Lyra's refuge. At the base of the stairs, a single rose lay on a mossy runestone. Aldric picked it up, resolve hardening. Lyra's scent lingered in the cold air. Aldric clutched the rose, its petals soft yet sharp as hope. The runestone pulsed faintly, a map of light trailing deeper. Beyond a curtain of roots, a small chamber glowed with ancient symbols. Lyra's cloak hung on a broken chair. Scratched into the stone, "The true heir shall bear no sword, but the seed of light." Aldric's breath caught. He found a journal, half burned. Lyra's handwriting. "They call me Shadow, but shadows carry the dawn." Boots scraped above, soldiers searching. Aldric pressed his back to the cold stone, heart hammering. On a small table, an oil lamp flickered beside a chipped blade. Lyra's note, "For you, my shield." The lamp's glow revealed a dried bloodstain on the floor. Aldric knelt, tracing it with his finger. His hand touched the runestone, a shock of light. A door of roots creaked open, revealing a tunnel. Through the tunnel, a whisper, Aldric, Lyra, or his own hope. He pressed on, torch blazing. At the tunnel's end, a circle of pale moss glowed. Lyra's silhouette knelt at its center, weeping. Aldric stepped into the circle of pale moss. Lyra looked up, tears streaming down her face, her hands trembling. She whispered through sobs, "I am the true hero, not you. The prophecy was never meant for a blacksmith's apprentice." Aldric felt the world tilt. All his struggles, the glory he sought, a lie to shield her. He asked, "Why?" Lyra explained, "The elders summoned you as a decoy. The Dark Lord would hunt you, not me. Your role was to protect me at any cost." Aldric looked at the runestone pulsing softly. His heart ached, but a strange peace settled. He nodded slowly. Lyra stood, wiping her tears. Her eyes hardened with resolve. She turned toward the ancient altar carved with glowing runes. The pale moss flared, revealing a hidden passage. Through it, a glimpse of towering spires, the Dark Lord's fortress. Aldric moved to join her, but she placed a hand on his chest. Your part is finished. You have done enough. A heavy silence fell. Aldric understood this was her battle now. He whispered, I believe in you. He watched her silhouette vanish into the darkness of the fortress. He was not the hero, but he had protected the hero. Aldric stood alone, the fortress gates looming like a tombstone. The false hero's burden felt heavier than any sword. A thunderous roar shook the ground. The Dark Lord had sensed the intruder. Lyra was inside, and time was running out. From the swirling mist, shadow soldiers emerged, their eyes hollow. They marched toward the entrance, cutting off any escape. Aldric's heart pounded. He had no power, but he could delay them. He grabbed a shard of broken stone. His blacksmith hands found a fallen sword. He knew its weight, its balance. A tool, not a weapon, but it would do. The first soldier lunged. Aldric sidestepped, swinging the blade with clumsy desperation. It clanged against dark armor. He ducked behind a toppled bookshelf, using the ancient wood as a shield. The soldiers pressed forward, relentless. A blade grazed his arm. Blood dripped onto the mossy stones. Still, he held the line, thinking of Lyra's resolve. Inside the throne room, Lyra faced the Dark Lord. She felt Aldric's faith like a warm light behind her eyes. Aldric collapsed, but the runestone at his feet pulsed with a faint glow. Lyra was winning, and he had helped. Lyra drove her blade through the Dark Lord's heart, a torrent of shadow erupting as his form shattered into silent mist. The oppressive darkness lifted from the throne room. Stained glass windows blazed with twilight's amber glow through the mist. Lyra dropped her sword and ran to Aldric, crumpled by the runestone. His breathing was shallow, blood pooling on the stone. He whispered, "You were always the true hero. I was just a decoy to distract the darkness so you could fulfill the prophecy." Tears streamed down Lyra's face, but Aldric managed a gentle smile. "Your faith made you strong, not a title." His body began to dissolve into specks of golden light, swirling upward through the ruined altar to merge with the twilight sky. Lyra emerged from the castle to a cheering crowd. Soldiers knelt, peasants threw flowers, but her heart was heavy with grief. She raised her hand for silence. "The hero is not me. It is Aldric, who gave everything, so I could be the weapon of light." The runestone where Aldric fell now pulsed with a soft, steady light, a beacon for all who sought to serve a cause greater than themselves. Lyra became a humble teacher, spreading Aldric's lesson. Accepting your role to empower others is more heroic than chasing glory for yourself.